Here is a press release from the US Department of Justice where they shut down a Ponzi scheme, investment scam, that had to do with a company presenting itself as a highly profitable tech firm that raised more than $18 million from 250 investors by overstating financial performance. This is a very common way to get money from potential investors by saying, look, we have this company, it makes all this money. If you get in now, you can be part of the future of this company. And this person, Daniel Boyce, pleaded guilty to securities fraud and wire fraud. And then the case goes back to 2015. Ironically, this tech company was presented as a private investigative agency. What they were saying is this was going to be the Uber of private investigators. They were going to offer services to different types of clients across the country. And the way they did the scam was they fabricated large corporate business relationships, meaning that they presented to investors fake accounts that said, look, we have this contract with this company to do all this investigation. We have this contract with the government to do this investigation. And they made false statements to investors about what the funds will be used for. They used the money for his own benefit, which is very common in a scam. And they made even a fake email account to pose as a prominent investor and use the account to send emails to an investment firm to get another $2 million. Ironically, the company was called Trustify, the scam company. What happened is in 2019, when the revenues started to drop because they really didn't have revenues, and the money that he was diverting for his own personal use, they had to basically file bankruptcy. Corporate receivership is a version of bankruptcy. $18 million in losses to investors. Plus, this is another part of scams that often goes unnoticed, $250,000 in unpaid wages for the employees of this company. The scammer was ordered to pay $18 million in restitution and $3.7 million in forfeiture of assets. So this is an example. If you're investing in a company, make sure that if the company is representing profits or the health of the company with certain financial statements, that you have those audited. Make sure that there's an accountant signing off on them, that you can verify bank accounts that show this. A good example is if this person inflated the monthly and annual revenues in financial statements, right? Anybody can make a financial statement. You could make an account with QuickBooks and make up a profit and loss with your own numbers. But bank accounts don't lie. So if the investors saw these inflated financial statements but then verified it with bank accounts, they may have avoided putting money into a company that was not legitimate. These types of investment frauds are very common. Many times the underlying investment has to do with a real estate development company, some certain types of bonds, certain types of Bitcoin. But if you verify the underlying health of the company, don't go by what the company says is true by their own printed documents or their own prepared financial statements. Go by what can't be fabricated. Things like certified bank accounts, things like maybe a certified accountant report, and make sure the accountant is on the up and up as well. And as always, get good legal advice and financial advice about what your security is. Also, if they're presenting something as a security instrument, make sure they have a license to sell securities if they're supposed to have one, or that they're properly vetting the investors as exempted under disclosures. Online frauds, Ponzi scheme frauds, and these types of investment frauds are costing victims hundreds of millions of dollars every month. We see them all the time. Sometimes the fraud is as small as $800 or $900 for, sending somebody for a pair of sneakers off eBay. Sometimes it's sending somebody millions of dollars to an investment. If you verify the underlying source of the information, you verify the people involved, you're much less likely to become a victim of fraud and then have to chase around afterwards to get your money back.